One of the most requested related services is a one-to-one aid for students. So Lisa, can you explain when that's necessary and how parents can prepare for that request?
First off, not every kid needs a dedicated aide. And as a parent, I definitely wanted my kids to have aides because at a certain point, I knew they would be safe. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to know my kids were going to be safe. But the bigger picture is, a one-to-one aide may not always be the best for a child, because whether you choose an inclusive classroom or not, inclusion in the community, which is a different thing, should be an ultimate goal, right? And a child needs to learn how to do some things on their own. So my point is if you think your child or feel your child needs a one-to-one aide, really sit with yourself and maybe your spouse and maybe your child's providers and make sure that, does it have to be a one-to-one or would a 1-to-2 be okay? Like really evaluate what's behind that. That being said, some kids absolutely should have a one-to-one aide. It's important. It could be needed for safety and behavior. It could also be needed for medical and personal care reasons, like a child who might have a trach or breathing issues or something like that. Some kids might need an aide only for academics, meaning they don't have behaviors, but they need someone to help them focus and redirect them. So that would be for academics and to help provide LRE, least restrictive environment. An aide can even be useful if you are working on inclusion to help with the inclusive environment. Generally speaking, schools are going to push back on it. The easiest one of those things I brought up is medical, right? It's kind of indisputable if a doctor is saying this child has to have an LVN with them or an aide. And then the second one that's easiest to get is safety, safety concerns. So if you feel your child needs an aide, you're going to start by letting the school know of your concerns. And the reason I say it that way, everything else I said, request an assessment in writing, and I'm going to say that. But start by making sure you tell the school if it's a safety issue. Make sure they know that you have these concerns so that somebody is on guard and watching your kid while you're working on getting them an aide, right? After you've let the school know about your concerns, you want to request an FBA. From that FBA, you'll have an IEP meeting, and that will be a good time to start talking about the aide. And then for the parts of the state that do the SCIA, the special circumstances instructional assistance assessment, that is also where you would ask for that. And the assessment will help them figure out, where the aide might be needed the most if it's not all the time.